This is the biggest beach of the bunch. So we're walking through these megaliths. Look, show them the scale of that. Good morning guys from Paraty, and today we're going to Trindade. So Trindade is an old fishing village that turned into a resort area and has some of the best beaches in Paraty.
So today will be more of a beach day. We are gonna go catch a bus to Trindade, which is about 40 minutes away by bus.
About 10 miles to the south.
We're walking to the bus station, trying to stay in the shade because it's only 9 a.m. but it is so hot when you're in the sun. The cool thing about Paraty is the streets are beautiful and cars can't really drive through. Or they can't drive through a lot of the town, I should say. So you can really just relax and enjoy the views. Decided to take one of these vans again. We could have waited for the bus, but it was going to be another half hour, so this seems like a better option.
And almost the same price, right?
I think, it's about the same price, and there's less people, and it goes more often, so you don't have to wait as long for a ride. We like the back seats because we get more airflow.
5 real. From here to where we're going, which is about 10 miles.
Per person, so about $2 total to go one way. Stunning beaches in this little town, so we're gonna go explore them.
Okay, we've just arrived to our first beach. I think all the beaches here are pretty different from each other, but wow. We are at Priya Durancho. This is the biggest beach of the bunch. Ooh, the sand is extremely hot.
We're gonna dip our feet in the water and see how it feels.
It looks so good.
For being the biggest beach in town, there's not that many people here yet, so that's nice.
Look how open it is right now.
Let's see if the water's cold. Ooh. It feels like if you were to go into a pool. It's not hot, not cold, just perfect temperature.
The temperature is almost as good as the color. Look at the change. You can see it clearly from the dark blue to the more green to the yellow to the brown here with the sand mixing up in it. So at first this beach just looked kind of like a regular beach. It's cool because the water is incredible. The colors, it's so vivid and saturated. But when you go a little further, we're seeing less people and more rocks. But they're huge, smooth mounds. And it looks like another world.
So we found this spot in the shade. It's one of the few spots around. Our feet were burning on the sand. It's so hot. And if you look around, this is our view. There are a ton of huge, random big rocks just in the middle of the beach.
Boulders.
Yeah, they're like huge boulders. This is the spot we found. The only shade.
Look, the perfect takeoff spot. Look at this. We feel so small around all of these boulders.
What a crazy beach.
This is one of the coolest beaches I think I've seen.
Alex got really excited when he saw the huge boulders just in the middle of the beach. Well, actually, it's not really the middle. It's like the side of the beach and no one is over on this area. And it's the best part.
It's like everyone wants to hang out next to all the tables and the other tourists. But if you walk for 10 minutes, you get to this. Look what's in front of us. Look, show them the scale of that. Someone just dropped a bunch of boulders on this beach. And besides the boulders, the watercolor, this is... If you come to Brazil or you're Brazilian, this is a must.
Oh, it actually burns your feet.
I think Lindsay just got first-degree burns. Lindsay's about to run on this beach. It's about to be pretty funny.
Watch how fast I am. Can't get my feet burned.
She's only fast because she's burning. Oh, this is...
Kind of a rough beach for swimming. I don't think we chose the best one.
As far as looks, this is probably the best.
There's some rocks in there if you look closely, and the tide is super strong, so it pulls you in, and the waves are crashing like right where you go in, so it's hard to get past the breakers.
Well, there are a bunch of other beaches to check out, so let's go to the others.
So we are walking through the town right now. It's a pretty small town. You can probably walk the whole thing within an hour. There's cute little shops, local restaurants, and we are heading to an area where there's going to be 2 beaches, a natural pool, and this cool little waterfall. So Trindade is a day where you could book a tour, probably for around $10 a person, and they'll take you to all these different spots. But like we mentioned in our last video, we prefer to just go at our own pace and not really book a tour.
This is a place that we would really recommend that, because if you find a beach like the one we were just at and you really like it and just want to spend the day there, have some drinks, take it easy, you won't be able to do that with a tour. You'll have to go on their schedule, but we're just doing whatever we want right now, and it's awesome.
So when you don't go on a tour, you have to figure out your own transportation, so that's really the only drawback. But otherwise, I'd say do it on your own. It's free and more of an adventure.
Now we're coming up to Middle Beach.
So this beach is smaller, not as scenic. Probably better for swimming, I would think. There's not many waves.
It seems like more people. It's not more people, but because it's a small area, everybody's kind of in one area. Let's see. Where?
Right there.
Hello, little doggy.
Oh, are you having fun? We always like to keep it real with you guys, and sadly this is not our favorite beach. It's more so geared towards swimming, kids,
families. So as you can see, this is a beautiful little beach. It's kind of a cool size. of beach. It's probably good because it's safe if you're with a family or with kids. You can keep them all in one spot. So it is good for certain reasons. And if there weren't so many people, we'd probably stay. But we have more to see, like this one next door. Awesome beaches just go on and on. We went a little bit further and look, people are all sitting out here. There are a bunch of tables and chairs. Hola. So really quick, as we're walking, I wanted to show you guys the Douchebag. This is my new day bag that I travel with. I just got it a little while ago, but I'm always looking for a good day pack, and this one is perfect. The design is based on climbers with climbing gear, so it's kind of like a minimal, sleek design based on what you would need for kind of like adventure sports. So that's kind of what Douchebag does, is they pick bags based on like certain people or certain adventurers, travelers, that kind of thing. So this one is perfect for like my camera gear and all of that stuff. If you want to check it out, I have it linked below.
Lots of different styles. Go check them out. We can hear the waterfall. I think we're almost there, and we've only been walking for like 5 minutes.
You can see where the water comes out here. Just huge boulders. But we haven't made it to the actual waterfall yet. But we're just taking a stroll through the jungle. It's awesome. We've probably been walking for about 10 minutes. We didn't know when this was gonna end, but we just saw a couple people who said we're just about here. Here it is.
So this waterfall is called Engole, which means swallow.
I think we heard that it seems like you get swallowed by the rocks or by the waterfall when you go through it. Pretty mysterious. Wow. So the reason this place is famous is because you go through a little tiny waterfall and it looks like you just get swallowed in the rocks, like you disappear. But then you just, I guess you go into a pool or something.
It's kind
on
of
the other side.
Scary. Like, so there's some locals here who know how to do it, but if they wouldn't have been here, we had no idea where it was or anything. When you first arrive, it just looks like a normal waterfall. Then you have to walk up, and then it's just a random stream of water.
That must have been scary, whoever first discovered that. How was it?
That was so cool! Wow! I'm glad I did that. Alex needs to do it now. Alright. Plug your nose and go down! Oh, hello! Woo. It literally looks like you're about to just die. Oh. Like, it looks like you're not coming back, no return from Alex.
You start thinking that too. All right, let's give you a first-person perspective going into this thing. I'm gonna take you into the cave. Oh no. There it is.
We conquered it.
That was a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you have to have when you come here.
You don't see that every day.
That's it. No words. No words to explain. That's just so cool. You wouldn't even know that was there if it weren't for someone to help you out.
If there was no people here, we would have gotten here and probably not even done it and not known how to do it. So if you get here and no one's here, just wait for a local to come or someone else.
Or just watch our video.
Yeah,
actually,
sure.
Save this video. Save it to a playlist for Brazil. Before you come to Brazil, you can re-watch this and you'll see what it looks like when you get there. What's up, guys? It is time for Q&A.
We love Q&As. We love hearing from you guys. If you have any questions that you want answered in a future Q&A, leave a comment below, write Q&A, and then your question, and we'll try to get to it. First question comes from Ricardo Loaiza. So far, what do you think about Brazil? How does it compare with other South American countries? So for South America, we've been to Colombia, Peru, and now Brazil. So we haven't been to that many countries in South America to give a full answer on this, but we can give you our experience from what we've had so far.
Like Lindsay said, we only have a couple of countries to compare it to, and so far we have loved South America, all of it, everywhere that we've been. Brazil, what's the difference? Brazil is very colorful, vibrant, lively, as you may know. There's music playing all the time, people everywhere, a lot of beaches, some of the best beaches in the world, and so it's just a lot of fun. The first word that comes to mind for Brazil is fun. Some of the other South American countries, you would think of other words, other good words, but fun wouldn't be the primary word for it.
Yeah. Also, Brazil is very diverse. Other than being fun, they do have history, nature, good food, so Brazil's been great.
The people have been very nice and helpful, so that always makes a country a little bit better when you get along with the people and they get along with you.
That helps a lot. Next one comes from Tiberio135. Says, I wish you would tell us what the requirements for entering Brazil are. PCR test needed? Question mark?
For us, coming from the US at this time, not much was needed. We just kind of bought a ticket and came here. A lot of other places in the world right now require COVID tests, they require quarantines and all of that, but as you know, if you're just traveling for a month or two, you don't want to spend half of a month just in quarantine when you arrive. So Brazil isn't requiring those kind of things. We could get onto the road right when we arrived.
So Brazil's made it easy for us to travel here. We aren't sure if there's requirements from other countries coming into Brazil, but for the US, there's no requirements other than just to buy a plane ticket like you normally would. We did purchase travel insurance just to be on the safe end of things, but they didn't ask to see it, so I don't think it's required.
Next one comes from Carlos Espino. Do the Brazilian cities have a main square, as in Spanish-spoken countries in the region? I mean like a Plaza de Armas or a Plaza Principal. In some countries there does seem to be like one main square that everyone knows as like the heart of the city, and so far the places that we've been, the cities just seem too big, too vast to have one main square that everyone knows as the center. Maybe because they're so big, like Sao Paulo is a huge city. I don't know if it has one known center. It might have a few. Possibly, that's a guess, but that's kind of what it's looked like so far. Rio is also a big city, so there's like the touristy area, there's different areas of Rio, and there doesn't seem to be one heart of the city where everyone goes to. The next question is from Mark Keller, who asks, so far, what are your impressions of the differences between the food of Peru and the food of Brazil?
So I would say that Brazil seems more heavy on the meats.
I would say that's true, and also Brazil has a big street food, or more like tiny food culture. Like the small pastries, the small foods that you can get everywhere very easily. In Peru, most of the more famous or known dishes that we heard about and that we tried were more of like, you sit down to have this for a meal, or it's a side in a meal. Our favorite foods were usually a full meal, a dinner, a lunch, something like that. And here, it's the pão de queijo, a little ball that you get and just have like as a snack. And the coxinhas, so you get as a snack, and you see them in these little glass cases everywhere you go, where you can just grab something quickly and eat it. So that's one difference that I noticed, is we eat a lot more snacks here.
There are some similarities as far as both countries use a lot of fruits for like fruit juices, a lot of fresh foods, stuff like that. And that wraps up our Q&A. If you have a question, leave it below. If you liked this video, hit the like button, it helps us out, and click subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one.
And we'll see you tomorrow.